Hey, how you doing? My name is Nate. For those who know me and those who don't, I ask that the Lord blesses my tongue as I tell you guys this. And I'm going to go ahead and get started. This one is August 24th, 2018 on a Friday. And this is what it said. It says, letting Yahuwah take the lead, which is basically God. He goes by many names, so you can call him God, you can call him Elohim. Elohim means God too. It's just Hebrew for God. Okay, so basically it was letting the Lord take the lead. Forgive all and let go of anger, hate, grudges, selfishness, pain, sorrow, sadness, and doubt. Weakness weakness comes with and follows all of it and holds on to you and tries to take hold of you. Weakness or darkness sucks you in when you don't let it go. Letting all of it go allows you to put it all in the Lord's hands. When you place it in the Lord's hands, you allow him to go before you and do the work for you. Let it go. Let go of the ego. That's what God told me basically. He was saying, let him take the lead. He was telling me to forgive everybody and let go of my anger, hate, my grudges, my selfishness, pain, sorrow, sadness, and doubt. He told me when weakness comes, he told me with weakness comes with what weakness comes with and follows all of it. And it holds on to you and it tries to hold on to you. The good, the bad, the ugly. Weakness and darkness sucks you in when you don't let it go. He told me let go of all of it and allow him and put it in his hands or allow him to do the work. When placing it in God's hands, you allow him to go before you and do the work. Let go of the ego. Now, the reason why he came and told me because I told him, I talk to him a lot, as you guys already know, because I told you that I talk to the Lord a lot. I talk to him, I pray, I do whatever. I don't have a problem with it. Somebody talking to me and they're like, what are you doing? I'm talking to the Lord, do you mind? Okay. So I was talking to the Lord one day. I guess I was on my way home. I was talking to him. While I was driving home, I was talking to him. While I sit in my car, I was talking to him while I was in the bathroom. I was talking to him while I was laying in my bed before I went to work. And I told God, I said, what is it that I'm doing wrong? Tell me what I'm doing wrong so I can fix it. Okay, come to find out, my ego got in the way. And he was telling me, let go of pain, let go of sorrow, suffering, hurt, pain, whatever. Weakness. And weakness to God is your ego. Period. Point blank. It's your ego. If there's something that makes you mad and you don't want to let it go, your ego don't want to let it go. It's your ego. It's a choice. Now, when you still trying to hold on to everything, you still trying to take the lead and trying to make everything work out, and you holding on to all that anger, you having a hard time forgiving somebody, you are putting it in God's hands, and then you saying, you know what, it's not, you're coming fast enough, and you take it back and say, okay, I got to figure out how I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. How? It's your ego that's taking it back. It ain't coming fast enough. It ain't coming when you want it. So you pull it back. You pull all that back in after just putting it in God's hands and saying, I'm going to allow you to take the lead and you do the work. And you pull all that back in. Basically, God says, let it go. While you holding on to anger, fear, pain, sorrow, you're not able to forgive, you being selfish, whatever it is, I want you guys to understand, because what God showed me, and basically what he told me was, when you hold on to that stuff, you get sucked into that. So I want you guys to understand what he was saying. When you hold on to it, you get sucked into it. So if you holding on to anger, guess what? You got more things to be mad about. You holding on to anything, sorrow, hatred, pain, whatever, sorrow and pain, you get a lot more of that. Now, like death, so let me just go ahead and put it like this. People pass away. People miss them and, they love them or whatnot. Death isn't always a bad thing, but death isn't always a good thing either, okay? Sometimes God takes people because he doesn't want them to suffer no more, or because it's their time, because he doesn't want them to suffer. Now that I understand. Okay. Now, with that being said, when people pass, we get sad regarding depending on who it is. Sometimes we understand we're ready for that transition for that person. Other times it's hard and we cry, things bother us. Now, you already said if you guys pay attention, you get more things to be sad about, okay? You listen to the radio. You hear a sad song, you crying. You see something that reminds you of them, you crying. Somebody said something, you cry. Somebody just say, hey, how you doing? Most of the time, you will cry because they take the time out to ask you how you doing, even though you're not doing so great. You holding on to that pain instead of allowing yourself to move forward. Now, there's a lot of pain that I still hold on to, so I'm not saying that I'm different from you. There's a lot of pain that I hold on to, and at a point in time, I was praying to the Lord, hey, I need help. It's hard for me to let it go. And then with anger, you hold on to that. So I want you guys to understand, whatever you hold on to, you get sucked into. So it's not something that you want. It's something that you're voluntarily doing, even though you don't realize it. Okay, so if you put something in God's hand and say, Lord, I need help, I don't know how to do it. Be patient, allow the Lord to take the lead and do what He's going to do. Now, that's something I've been praying for, asking about, and I've been getting on His nerves about, and He done told me already, so I got to let it go. Okay, God, I put it in your hands because I don't know what I'm going to do now. So it's in your hands. I know what I want, but I'm so busy taking it back from God, taking it back, that I'm not really putting it in His hands. You see what I'm saying? And God was saying, hey, put it in my hands. Let me do the work. You don't worry about that. You do whatever else you got to do. And I'll go before you and handle it, okay? Now, this is one reason. I work 7 days a week, 2 jobs, 7 days a week. So in the past month, this is the first night I've been home. After my first job, this is the first time I've been home with my children, okay? And I've been talking to the Lord, explaining that to Him. I need to be with my kids. I miss my kids. I want to be with my kids. I miss seeing their faces, their smiles, hearing their voices. Even if they don't talk to me and I don't talk to them, I just miss being around my kids, or being where they can just go in the other room and be like, hey, Mom. Or I can go in there and be like, hey, you. But if you hold on to your ego and you allow your ego to take the lead, or if you feel like you want to just, things aren't moving as fast as you want them to, and you're like, okay, well, let me just grab hold of this. Let me do this. Let me do that. Let me do this. Let me do that. How are you putting it in God's hands? I mean, seriously. You got to remove your ego. You got to remove that which is you. Remove yourself from it. Put it out there. God, this is what I want. This is what I need. This, that, and the other. And go ahead and let Him do what He's going to do. Because at the end of the day, as long as you're taking it back, you think it's going to get done? Truth be told, it's not going to get done. It's just not. You can do what you want to do, say what you want to say. Well, I'm just doing, you got to do it. Do it whatever you can. Well, I am going to end this one and start a next one, because this one seemed like it has some length to it. Goodness gracious. Yeah, we're going to end this one and start the next one, okay? But you guys, that's basically what it was. Remove your ego so God can take the lead. And I want you guys to, I never explained this to y'all. When you move yourself from that situation, God goes before you to make a way for you, okay? Now, when I say that, it's because something you probably prayed to the Lord for, and you didn't think you were going to receive it, and then everything just started falling into place out of nowhere. And you're like, oh my goodness, look, I prayed for this, or I asked God for this, and da-da-da. Okay, when things start falling in place, pay attention. Pay attention to the things it took to get there. Pay attention to the steps that it got there and how it came. Because the way it came is the blessing. The journey of it is a blessing. And once you start paying attention and seeing how it's working out for you and how God is doing it for you, you'll be so amazed. And sometimes it's hard. I get that it is hard. But once you sit back and you think about it, because I do it often, I'll be like, you know what, God, you did that. I'm quick to, Father, you did that. Oh, you did that. I don't know how we was going to do it, but you did that. Because I took care of 3 things tonight, which I wasn't planning on taking care of, but God kept saying, do this, you need this, you need that, you need to do this. And I was like, God, I ain't even got this for it. And I just happened to go to the bathroom today and look down, and I was like, oh, look, money on the floor. It was money that was already mine. I already had it. I just didn't realize I had it. So I had what I was able to get, and then once I got it, I forgot about everything that I was supposed to do. Got off of work, and then God kept telling me, you need to go take care of this, go take care of this. You already out here, take care of this. So my mind frame was, okay, well, if I pass it, I'll take care of it. Which ended up taking me down the street that I had to pass it. I had to pass it because there was so much going on. And I was like, okay, I'm going to go ahead and get this. So I stopped at the store and went and did one thing. And God was like, you need to go do this too and do that. So I had to pick up something else, do something with my car. And the guy was like, okay, now go check this. Went to the store to check on my tire. But once I got to the tire, God told me to go in the store and get something. I went in the store and got it. I was like, okay, God, I'm just following your lead. You know, I'm just here. I'm following your lead because obviously you went before me to make a way for me. So, hey, I'm following the lead. So God will do certain things, and I want you guys to understand, if you hear that little voice in your head or it's in your heart, it's like a little faint voice. Do not, and let me make this clear, if you hear that faint voice and it's telling you to do something, it's not going to tell you to do nothing bad. If it's telling you to do something bad, it's the devil. Wicked, okay? If you hear that voice that says, pull over right here, or go do this, or you need to stop by the store and get this, or I want you to get that, do it. Because it's like a puzzle. It's like a maze that you're going through. And at the end of it, there's a blessing for you. But if you avoid that and you don't do what that little voice is telling you to do, you miss your own blessing. Sometimes those steps can keep you out of certain situations. Sometimes it's taking you to a situation that you may be able to help. Sometimes it's a blessing for you, but you got to listen. If you choose not to listen, I want you guys to understand that is your choice. That is most definitely your choice. But you got to listen to that voice because that little voice is leading you somewhere, and it's somewhere just for you. But if you hear a voice that's telling you to do something bad, that's not a God. And when I say God whispers to your heart, I want you to understand He whispers to your heart. The devil speaks loud because he wants you to hear it. And you think it's your voice. When God whispers to you, it's like a whisper so faint you don't even realize it's not a voice that you hear in your head that you think is your voice. It's like something real quick, like boom. It's there and it was gone. And then as soon as you hear it, your mind starts second guessing it. Don't even worry about it. Go with what He told you to do. There is a blessing for you, or there is somebody you're supposed to see, or something you're supposed to get. There is something for you. If you choose to avoid it or ignore it, you missed out on what was set for you. So I want you guys to understand that, okay? I'm going to end this one to start on next. Love you. Be back.